Welcome back to Members Monday. We got my fucking brother back. We're also missing another brother. Fortunately, Ben 10 couldn't be with us tonight, but we're gonna save that for later into the podcast. Let's start off with Pat. How was your little honeymoon in Orlando?
It was good. I was down there with Ben's girlfriend and my girl. They had a DJ gig down there for the weekend, so it was a quick little 3-day trip to Orlando. It was a good time. Ben couldn't make it
Tonight, yeah.
there or tonight, so.
He's on his honeymoon tonight.
Alright, well, if you guys were wondering, unfortunately we have to be the bearer of bad news. We apologize to Baby Joss in advance.
Lo siento.
Yeah,
Ben has a girlfriend.
He's wifed up.
He's wifed up. He's been ditching the boys lately.
Fumbled the bag.
OD fumbling. OD.
That's why he hasn't been answering any of your FaceTime calls.
And it's just unfortunate because, he talked a lot of game, just couldn't be there to perform. It's just a tragedy. But on the other hand, let's talk about Gio, who just turned 19 last week. Gio, how does it feel to be 19?
I mean, the next big step's 21, obviously.
Wait.
So it just feels like
Wait. You're 20.
No,
You're 19?
I just turned 19.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So-
kid.
I'm a little boy.
So how'd your birthday
It
go?
was fun. It was fun. During the day, I didn't really do much. Just hung out with my girl, and then later on in the night, Pete, Ben, Pat, and a couple other friends. We went out to Vanity. We got a table. Well, they got a table for me. It was a pretty fun experience. Be VIP for a night. And then actually, we met the owner. Nice guy. Apparently, he knows my dad. Pretty cool guy. So I think we got the connect now.
100%. I got worried too because the Friday nights at Vandy are usually not like the ideal nights to go, but we had a blast. We had fun with it. Thursdays and Saturdays are the big nights to go out.
Yeah.
But
It was still really fun.
and then after we pulled up the lodge
There
too.
was
So
a decent amount of people there too.
No, near the end it picked up.
It
It picked
picked
up.
up though. There was a lot of creatures. As soon as they turned the lights on, I was just like, wow.
A lot of creatures in various sizes.
You knew it was bad when I saw like my old coworker from like way back at Temple. Like he was like 40. He's like a busser, and I was like, Andres, what's good?
Yeah,
And I took a selfie on it. Shit was OD funny, but also big in the UFC, we had 2 upsets. I don't know if anyone's a big UFC fan, but I was disappointed to see my girl Nunes lose last night, and Dustin Poirier, who got choked out. I hate to see it. These shits. Like people called it, but it's upset to see. But since we're speaking of the fighting realm, let's talk about the Jake Paul,
Yeah.
Tommy Fury. So like, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't think he's that big of a bitch to back out of a fight. So I guess he might just be sick.
That was the thing though. So like,
I might have got scared.
if apparently the reason why the Jake Paul versus Fury fight is a no-go is Fury backed out because he had some bacterial shit going on and he hasn't been getting any better. Also, he broke a rib, so that was his excuse for pulling out
That
the
sounds
fight.
like a lot of excuses.
A lot of excuses.
I
That's
still thought Jake
definitely
would've broken
fumbling the bag. If I've ever seen one, he fumbled the bag.
I just love the fucking stories that Jake Paul has been doing. He's just been tearing them apart on social
yeah.
media.
Well, at least we already know who's gonna win the fight now.
Yeah.
I have no doubt.
Well,
Jake is gonna win that fight.
now they picked up Tyrone Woodley, so now it's they got the rematch, Tyrone versus Paul, part 2.
That's what everyone wants to see, anyways.
But everyone's gonna bet against Jake because
Did he ever get that tattoo on him?
he did get the tattoo on his
really?
finger. He did on the side of his finger. He goes, "Fuck Jake Paul. I love Jake Paul." And then when he announced that he wasn't doing the rematch, he changed the heart to a fuck. So that was like a
Jeez.
little clever twist on the tat. But I think honestly, for this second fight, I think Woodley's gonna come in like with everything he's got because he can't lose again.
He's
I
gonna
feel like-
lose again.
He's gonna, but I feel like it's gonna be more
As
entertaining.
much as I want to see Jake get knocked out,
I think there will be a knockout.
Well, there's a
100%.
$500,000 thing if Woodley knocks out Paul. That's his advance.
yeah, see, it's that crazy money because it's not going to happen, I don't think.
Yeah, you never know. And all this contract rumors, stuff like that. Who really knows?
The real fight I'm waiting for is the Hasbulla fucking fight.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
if I'm being real in the fucking fighting world, I'm waiting for Hasbulla.
Yeah, no, that would be a legendary fight.
One thing that didn't upset me from UFC is my guy Sugar Sean coming in for that dub, fucking first round knockout. Shout out to Sugar.
All I know is these two definitely need to watch fighting instead of fighting because they can't fight.
Okay.
Listen,
Okay.
listen.
Well, at least you guys fought. Ben was hiding in the bathroom somewhere that night.
That was-
That he covered. I always ask that story because I wasn't there. I'm like, Ben, where the fuck?
Ben was not hiding. I will admit, Ben was not hiding.
Ben was protecting.
He was getting the only two girls that were at the party out of the house with Gio's
with
brother,
my brother
with
and my
Marchie.
friend, yeah.
Finn was hiding. No, I'm joking.
No.
Finn wasn't hiding, but
No, we bully Finn on this podcast. Finn, we apologize. We don't mean it.
Finn,
in the
when
wrong manner.
when you come down, you can be on the podcast.
Yeah, you
you
can take my
can
spot.
you can defend yourself. But for now, it is what it is. But
Oh no, Finn had the most damages from the fight. Finn's the only one missing something.
That's true.
I know. I mean, like I only broke my nose, shattered my collarbone.
Yeah, but Finn, he got a piece of his tooth knocked out.
That's true. I'd rather take my shit than lose a tooth. Like I can't imagine losing a tooth.
I
getting hit in the
swear to
face.
God, watching, I know we've talked
It
about
fell
this
out.
so
We
much.
literally saw it. Like
But,
we
like-
talk about OD.
All I
Just
know-
seeing his body in slow motion just fly out of the door is just so funny.
You need to put up some cameras in that house, Finn. 'cause I know there's some issues.
We gotta throw some security cameras for the next time we go there. If we decide to go back.
Bridgeton Part 2.
Part 3.
Well, no, it'd
for
be
me.
Part 3 for you.
Yeah. The first time we ever went to Maine was such a good experience, honestly.
I'd say no.
You guys talked about Maine a lot. I just
Yeah.
skip over that. Let's get back to Ben.
Yeah.
So Ben claimed he has a headache. We all know he's off with the wife. You know, probably getting some Chick-fil-A or Chipotle some.
It's Sunday. It's
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A's
open.
closed.
Well, he must always at Pepe's then.
He's at that.
That's, that's his favorite. Every time for the first probably 3 months of the semester, every single time I saw him,
Yep.
you getting Pepe's?
Like,
Like, stop calling it that. I go, that's not how you say it. I go, if someone loves the place, you love to fuck up the name. And then he's been in this relationship drama for a while now. He's
Oh,
fighting
yeah.
between two girls. I guess he finally made up his mind. But I know baby Josh watches him also. I'm sorry to break the news to you this way. But he just said stop blowing up his phone.
that'd be a
every
dope
night.
UFC fight.
Honestly, I got my money on his girlfriend.
Oh yeah, 100%. But still, it'd be funny.
I don't know. Yeah, she's like twice the
Sorry.
size as her.
Dude, baby Josh. Actually, no, baby Josh is like she is crazy though. So like she can like has that like crazy like little girl strength.
I don't know. Fighting over Ben, that's gonna be like they're gonna have the adrenaline rushing. So it's a big prize.
Yeah.
Strawberry blonde man.
But we're only 1 week out from break.
Oh yeah.
We gotta plan this Keys trip we've been talking
We
about.
literally have to do
If
that.
you've been watching our podcast, you've been know we've been trying to like plan a trip to the Keys.
Well, you guys should drop your Venmos in the thing so you know raise some money up so you guys can come.
Go
I
find
might
me
just be
Keys
there
trip.
alone.
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
We'll just say
after.
we'll just start one up and say it's TJ Byron going get him a trip to Key West for us and just
Nah, we'll just start an OnlyFans, make a quick buck.
dude, that wouldn't be a bad idea if I'm being real.
Not really.
Well, I don't know about that.
I mean, who? So if a guy has an OnlyFans, do
You know, no,
do
guys-
guys pay for
No,
it,
but
or
do you know
shit
guys
like
know
girls
statistically statistically guys make less than the girls.
pay for it? Well, no shit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like regular porn, but OnlyFans is a whole different scenario.
Well, no, but then you got Tyga, right? Tyga making like
yeah, he's like the top.
He
one.
does OnlyFans.
yes, fucking yo, you know who also does fucking OnlyFans too? Danny DeVito, bro.
Lil
Really?
Pump's on
Shit.
there too.
Lil Pump. Oh man, Pat's been doing his research. How many subscriptions you got?
Well, nah, on TikTok they get every fucking like fifth video on my For You page, who makes
Imagine-
the most on OnlyFans, and I'm like,
Imagine paying for porn. Couldn't be me. Could not be me.
Jinx.
nah, I remember there was this one.
Damn, Anna's not gonna like that comment. Hopefully she don't watch the podcast.
She watches
I
it.
remember there was this one kid in high school that I think we should actually talk about high school today. But there was this one kid, I'm not gonna say his name, and he had like a browser subscription, and he was going around giving everyone his passwords. I'm like, I don't want to go on your fucking account.
Wait, hold on a second. I don't know if this is the
think you know
same
what it
kid.
is?
I don't know if this is the same kid, but he comes up to me like freshman year. He's in my grade. Are you
No, he was in
No?
my grade.
Oh, there's another kid in my grade, and he's like, yo, everyone's chipping in. It was around Valentine's Day. He was like, Valentine's Day special. Let's all chip in and get a Brazzers account.
Fucking, so we all went, because Ben's from Maine, so he wasn't part of our high school experience. We all went to Notre Dame in West Haven.
Shout out to Notre Dame.
Go Knights.
And I think the stories we have here is almost just as much as we have with Finn. I mean, we could
Oh, no,
probably
we got
talk-
way more.
Yeah, we could.
We
probably
can
talk about
we'll
this
save
forever.
the juicy ones for another podcast. But we can like there's so much to even talk about just the experience alone because it's like every year was different.
Yeah.
Because the school constantly
Well,
changed.
yeah, I had 2 different presidents, 3 different principals, a whole nother different.
Yeah, you had a principal. My senior year there was no principal.
Did
Like,
you have wait? Did you have Laput at all as a principal?
that was my freshman year, and then
So you weren't at Notre
the
Dame.
power dynamic changed my senior year, where it was just a madhouse where like you can do almost literally anything and not get in trouble.
Well, yeah, because that's when the
That's when the
principal
other
got-
one, yeah.
he got fired.
But
So-
but like at least you guys had fucking real food when you were there. Like the
Food was busting.
the food was not busted.
No, you weren't there when my freshman year.
His freshman year and then my freshman year, the food was super good.
And then the company that the school got their food from just like fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah, and then they switched over to the decent food. But when I shadowed, that was some real good food.
Oh,
I was
they
in
had
eighth.
everything.
It was when you were a freshman. I was in 8th grade, and when I shadowed, that food was really good.
No, but we had, so my junior year, that's when the other guy took over.
Oh yeah,
And he
yeah.
was the principal. And this is something that's like fucked up in a way. He had like a couple degrees and
He was real smart.
psychological stuff.
He was smart.
No, but he was a guidance counselor for a while. And
Yeah.
what degree did he have that, you know, when you have to do that stuff, you have to like kind of get kids to talk about things without like trying to make kids rat on themselves.
Yeah.
So he was using his degree in the way he learned how to like trick, like trouble kids to like say what was going on to try to get everyone in trouble there.
He tried to get me to slip up a couple times.
Oh yeah, he tried to do it to me all the time. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I
He made
never
things-
had that problem. I was a goody two
Made
shoes.
thing
in high
was
school.
vaping in the school bathroom. We thought someone murdered someone in there.
That Spanish bathroom was always hot boxed with jewels and dab pens.
That whole school was.
I'd say the best was the meme account. They made a meme account that it was ND Jailhouse, and it kept you alerted on where the principal was at all times.
Yep.
So if people went in the pool in the calf, it would be like, all right, he's upstairs, you're in the clear. Or if you wanted to go upstairs, they'd be like, he's in the calf. So he was monitored.
Yep.
But then your senior year, he got fired because all the kids who'd get in trouble, he would try to bribe their parents to not get them like suspended or expelled. And I want to know how he got caught doing that because he was doing that for a while.
He was doing that since I was like when he first got
He did
his
nothing
principal
wrong.
job.
He did nothing wrong. He should have stayed.
Oh yeah, he should have stayed.
He wasn't a bad guy towards me, but towards like the troublemakers, he was a real dick.
Ah,
Pat,
he was just a shitty person.
Nah.
I that's how I.
I had a different relationship. I
yeah.
fucked
Well,
with-
because
like-
you had him as a coach,
Yeah, he was my coach.
so
yeah,
you had that special.
Peter would take showers with him after track practice.
Yeah, I remember hearing some stories about
Well,
sword
first
fights.
we'll give a little background on the school. So it's an all-boys private school.
Yep.
So
West Haven.
pretty much we called it ND daycare because that's basically
That's
what
basically
it
what
was.
it was.
We could almost do whatever we want, and well, if you got caught, you got in trouble. But the chances of you getting caught, you have to be really dumb.
You have to be
Caught
real
doing
dumb.
anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, it was basically just like, if you don't get caught, you're in the clear for whatever. Like, they barely care about like catching you, but when they do catch you, you're fucked.
Yeah, because they know we're all boys and we just want to fuck around.
Yeah.
Well, let's say what's your best experience at the school?
Oh man, I'd have to think about that. Come back to me.
All right, Peter, go ahead.
There's so many.
So many different.
There's
types.
so many to choose from. It like, all right, we'll do three sections of this. We'll do like a good one that like any other kid would say, and then we'll do like the ones that like would get me in trouble, like if I was still a student.
Okay.
And the third one would just be like just some fuck shit, just going crazy. My good memory from there was the Six Flags trip. That was when my class decided to ditch our counselor, and the counselor was freaking out. Like, yo, you're supposed to check in, but we were like,
You're doing your own shit.
we were doing our own shit, and then like the principal got tight at us saying how we could get in trouble, but we just didn't care. My second favorite memory is when we had this little hideout spot in the auditorium. And that was like the spot where everybody would like bullshit. It'd be like, you climb the pipe. All right, we set up like this little makeshift ladder. You do a little bit. You do a little. That was Pat. It was Pat's spot. So this was Pat's little hideaway. So you'd have to do a little bit of parkour to get up there. And I'd say my favorite memory was this kid named Vinny. Vinny's our boy. Vinny would do the most fuck shit on top of this spot. He would be throwing basketballs at people from up there. My favorite memory was him jumping off the fucking balcony onto the fucking curtain ropes, just fucking like Tarzan going crazy. I actually did it the next week, but my dumb ass almost fucking, but the shit snapped and I almost fell fucking 12 feet up in the air. And then I'd say, oh my God. And then I can't say the last one, but that was it.
You gotta say it.
I'd say okay. This was alright. There was the notorious shit at Notre Dame. Mm-hmm. That if you were in Notre Dame from the year 2016 to that was your graduation year. If your graduation year was 2016 to 2021, you knew about the notorious shit. So in the fucking athletic, like the basketball side, everyone like shit in that bathroom because it's like, you know, it's like a quiet area, it's cozy, and that's where everyone went. Fucking this, I don't know who it was to this day. I don't know who it was. We have our little speculations, couple of fucking theories about who did it. But someone took the most massive shit, like South Park, Randy fucking Marsh, world wet record, fucking gigantic shit.
It was full.
And it was like the biggest like meme in the school where people would always airdrop it. Like you'd be in class and you just see like this fucking like
airdrop message on your phone. Just like a big
shit. It was, dude. It would happen my freshman year, and nobody stopped talking about it. Even in my senior year, that shit was still talked about for 4 years.
I actually heard that Pat contributed to that. Is that not true?
No, I think I know who it was, but I'm not gonna mention it.
Yeah.
But
I think we all know who.
I'd say with me, my favorite, like he mentioned, my boy Vinny. I have so many stories on him. And this kid Vinny, he's like my boy. Like we've been boys since our freshman year. That's where we met in high school. And me and him don't even get started on the cheating.
Oh my
god. So my freshman year I used to walk around with a big stack of books and 2 straight clear folders. And people are like, why don't you use the locker? I'm like, I make a joke because I was a little more chubbier than I was now my freshman year. But like it's good exercise to walk around with all these books, but the retards didn't know that on the side of my desk, I'd keep all the books with the study guides to all the tests up there. So the stack of books would be up to here, so I'm just like reading, looking at my notes. And that freshman year, I did great because of that. And then, me and Vinny put all our classes together. So when we would make our schedule every year, we would pick all the same classes, and we would only not have one class together for almost every year around that. And they started with my sophomore year. That's when they introduced the Chromebooks. So they all gave us computers, and that was the worst mistake they did. My sophomore year.
I just can't imagine high school doing writing shit. Like imagine like no Chromebooks and we actually had to write our papers.
Yeah.
I would have failed
freshman
every
year.
class.
I would have failed. I fucking love
No, that was the best because they used to bring you up to computer lab and you would do them up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you do that.
You know, because when I first joined the school, when I was a freshman, that was the first year.
Yeah, the first year they did the Chromebooks. But the first year, because he was a year behind you, 2 years behind me, they didn't monitor it at all. So whatever we wanted to do, everything was starting online. Like, oh, we're switching everything online. I was like, you guys are stupid.
Yeah.
And then I had like an A+ in every class. And my junior year is when they got this shit called Go Guardian, where they could like look at our screens from their computer.
Yep.
And we found a way around that very fast.
Like within the first day they introduced that, we found a new way to get around
We were
that.
using private browsers. They would ban private
tried to
browsers.
ban,
Another
but-
one would
yep.
pop up, and because the private browser just shows our screen but frozen, so they
Yep,
wouldn't
Bing
know
browser
that.
all the way.
Oh yeah, I had about 300 different ones. That was a whole nother shit show there.
Yeah.
But my boy Vinny, he almost did everything. Like whatever we told him to do, he would do it.
What was, tell them about the, your time in Coomson.
Oh, alright, so this was actually, I was going to bring this up.
One of my favorite teachers.
So, I found like, I used to steal everyone's Chromebook chargers so people would leave them out like idiots. I was like, shit, I have one for the house, one in my locker, one in my backpack. I'm like, if I ever forget it, I have them all over the fucking place.
Oh, I was the same way.
And I had this one extra one. I was like, you know what, fuck it. So it has the little power bank thing. So I cut it from where it plugs into the outlet to the power bank, so it was a straight open wire. And I'm fucking around with it, and I'm in my English class, and this is where I made it. And I'm just sitting there because my teacher's over there rambling about something, and I'm bored in the back of the class. I plug it into the outlet and like smack in the back of the chair. A spark flies up. I'm like, all right, I didn't get electrocuted, so we know it's somewhat safe. So now he tried to take it from me because he saw it, so he put it in his desk. And he was going to help someone out, so I went back in his desk, grabbed it, took it. Then on one of our lunch breaks, we were up in an extra room, us and a couple people, and we're fucking with it again.
This was for a tax room, right?
Yeah. They're over there throwing pencils into the ceilings. The teacher would come in after every lunch break, and there'd be about 50 pencils stuck in the ceiling.
I think that was my favorite fucking trend in high school, where everyone would take a pencil, just throw it up, and there'd just be like 50 fucking pencils on top of the fucking ceiling. And they just all fall.
And then so they had this new teacher. He was like, he had an African accent, and he came in. He was a soccer coach. He was funny. And then I gave my Chromebook thing to Vinny, and I'm like, smack it on the back of your chair. It shorts the whole room out. The whole room goes black. His phone, he's on the phone. The phone call just ends, and you just heard, and then the whole room just shut off. And we're sitting there laughing, and we would always break his balls. So he comes right back to us immediately. Vinny throws the thing under his chair, and like he's getting patted down. Like, what did you do? I'm like, what do you mean? What did we do? The room just shorted out. What did we have done? And then Vinny tosses it to me, and I hide it. And he's like, all right. Then they called the maintenance guy to come reset the room. But other than that, Vinny was like a funny. Like he would do anything in funny, not like too much of a dickhead way. I mean, he did some things like that, but there was this other kid, his name was Mike. And I remember we're in our freshman year, this is a teacher that wasn't here when you guys were there. And he was like a prick. He wasn't a prick, he was just stupid and didn't know how to teach at all.
He wasn't there when I was there?
No. But so this guy, Mike, he comes, the lunch bell rings, so everyone gets up, so the teacher gets in front of the door, and Mike's going to walk out. He's like, you guys aren't going anywhere. He grabs the teacher by his shirt and throws him in the wall. He falls down and lays on the floor. And he just walks out to lunch, and the whole class leaves after him. And then we had this one, she might have been there your sophomore year, Miss Calora.
Yep.
And everyone hated her, but all you had to do was be nice to her.
Yeah,
that was my whole goal.
sweet.
Because there was a lot of older ladies that taught in my high school, and they all like retired after how shitty the school got, like my sophomore, junior year.
Yep.
But I would always flirt with all of them. That was my whole trick. So they would always give me good grades for like no reason. I'm like, wow, your hair looks great today, blah blah blah, and just play the part. But then this kid, he was in a couple of my classes.
No.
He walks out
Actually,
and
no.
throws a Sharpie at her head every time he leaves.
You know what my favorite favorite memory was. So the power dynamic of like me and him. It was some teachers couldn't tell us apart for some reason. I don't know why, because they were just hella old. And he had this one class where it was his last period and he wanted to dip. So he's like, yo, Pete, I need you to go in the class and pretend to be me. And we look like we're like identical twins, but we're fucking not. So he's like, go in there. So then I go in there and I just pretend that.
Well,
like,
I didn't even leave.
No,
I have that video. I'm sitting here talking to the teacher, like sitting next to him. He goes, "Why aren't you doing your work?" I go, "Because my brother's doing it over there." And he looks up. He goes,
No, but you ditched. No, but you ditched one class, and I covered for him, and then you walked in, and then you were like, "It's all right."
Well,
because it was Sally. It was Sally.
Oh yeah, but the best thing with me was me and my dad had the same name. So when I put my parents' emails in, I put my email as my dad. So my whole senior year, as soon as the lunch bell rang, is when I left school. I wasn't there at all.
You always call yourself out of school.
Always call myself out of school. And Peter would be like, "Where the fuck are you?" Like, I left hours ago.
He was always.
I was stuck bringing him home.
He was always my ride, and then he just leave, and I'd be like, "Fuck!" So then I had to find like rides from all over.
But then when I would bring him to school, he would get mad tight because he'll be like ready to go. And I'm not even up yet.
You're in bed.
I'm like, the bell rings at 8:10. I'm in the car by 8.
As a sophomore, I didn't understand senioritis until like senior year like came, and then I was like, oh, now I understand why this kid stayed back. Because as soon as like senior year comes, it just didn't really matter.
And then I had a study hall first period too, so I had to go in and bring him in. I was like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But my second semesters when I had a study hall first period again, and he had the same study hall, so I would just bring him late, and he would get yelled at. I'm like, listen, I'm not going in earlier because he has to be there, and I don't.
Yeah, because when you're, was it an upperclassman or
No, you had to be a
so
senior.
You had to be a
That was
senior,
the
you could skip your first period of study hall.
And leave early, last period
Yeah.
study hall.
Well, you should leave early
Which didn't
though.
make any sense because I feel like if you do have a study hall first semester, you should be able to skip it.
Yeah, no matter what grade you're in.
Doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
do you want to check and see if that's still recording?
Yeah, because we love our technology nowadays.
Yeah, it's
We've been
20 minutes.
A lot of technical difficulties. But
Yeah, we just want to double check.
We've
and make
been
sure
doing
we're
pretty
still
good with
going.
it. We've
But
been doing pretty
Gio,
good.
what about
Oh
you?
yeah, my
We'll get
favorite
on to you
memories.
then.
Oh
We'll-
my god.
We'll end it after that.
So you remember how you were saying about Vinny? He was like not a douche,
Yeah.
like fuck around.
He was
I
an
was
asshole in a funny way.
I was a douche in a funny way, like OD douche. So when I was a sophomore, they came out with this. Was this your junior year? They came out with community period, right?
Yeah.
So when I was a sophomore, they would do community period. So
Well,
Before
you
that-
actually, yeah, before.
yeah. So before that, we used to have 17-minute lunch periods. There'd be 3 or 4 lunch periods, where you would stay in class while one group of kids would go get lunch, and then the second group would go. You had 17 minutes to leave your classroom, get lunch, eat, and then go back. And the line was always down the hallway. So, like, one of my favorite things about like the food thing, it was pretty funny. We would, they would yell at us because we're eating our food in line, and we would just be like, we have 17 minutes to eat. Like, what the fuck? So, always stealing lunch, 24/7, every day of the week. I'd be in line. I'd eat like 2 full meals, put the trays under my other tray, and then pay for one. I already ate lunch in the line. It was like, so that was like super funny because every single kid did it. The
Everybody.
principal that we were talking about earlier, he's
one
always
that
in his
got fired
office.
for extorting.
Yeah, he would be in his office just staring at the lunch line.
With the esports shit, I remember we were in there and this kid was fucking dialed in to playing one of these games, and it was one of those ones if you touch another key on the keyboard, the game would automatically shut off and be like, you lose. So my boy goes, yo, I bet you right now you won't throw your shoe at the fucking thing. What are the odds? So what are the odds if you say like the same number, shit like that, you have to do it. So I was like, fuck it. And then I said the same number. I was like 5, and then my other boy said 5. So I took off my Hirachi. I fucking lobbed it underhand. As soon as it hit the fucking keyboard, the kid went fucking ballistic. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I was like, damn, I'm the one to get a fucking. We didn't even have the detentions at fucking ND. It was demerit. They call it demerits,
No,
right?
it was detentions.
They call it
That was
detentions?
at middle
That was
school.
at
Same
oh
place.
yeah. No, I was like OD tight. I was like, damn, I don't want to get a fucking detention because detentions were just. They weren't bad. It was just such a big inconvenience the way they had it set up.
They set it up better because when
For my class, it was an inconvenience.
No, my first 3 years it was you're staying after school, but then they made it your
They
lunch
switched it
break.
over. So community period, you would have your detention. They'd make you write some bullshit essay on why you why you got the detention, how it wouldn't reoccur.
Yeah, I've had a good one of those. Oh, mine was the best.
Yeah, because you got a detention for being late, right?
Yeah, I was like, it's not my fault that no one knows how to fucking drive. I'm sitting in a half-hour traffic. I live 30 minutes away. And it's like, honestly, if there's no traffic, I'm there in like 10 minutes. Because that's always when I would leave.
Yeah, and you were in the Hellcat.
No, I was in my truck.
Oh, you were in
most
the
of
truck?
time, yeah. I remember, I've been driving to school since my sophomore year. Like, the year before I even got my license. So I had this like beat-up, shitty truck, and I parked it at the McDonald's at the underneath.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't even registered, so I'm surprised this shit didn't get towed by someone like in the parking lot or something.
I'd be scared.
But it's realistic, and I've just made this whole bullshit. She said, "I'm sorry, people don't know how to drive. It's not my fault. I don't even know why I'm here." Then like the person that would get the emails was like the front desk person, and I was like, "I'm sorry that you have to deal with this, but just know it's intended for the asshole that gave me the detention." And like the email is like, like a 5-paragraph essay of how stupid it was that I got detention for being 3 minutes late to school.
Yeah.
And I was late every day.
Oh yeah,
so
I was late all the time. I would just have my mom call the front desk. So
it got to the point where if you were late, they stopped giving them out.
Well, no, they started locking the doors.
No.
And then after that,
No, but they stopped giving them out.
Like the second half of the year, they're like, all right, this is pointless.
Yeah.
Every kid's getting detention. They're just not showing.
Like the whole school would be in detention. Anyways, no, back to like my favorite moment. So yeah, anyways, back to what I was saying. I get my lunch. I'd go play video games for like a straight hour. Like I thought it was pretty cool back then. You know, I was playing Fortnite in the esports room with these fucking weirdos all the time.
That's when it was hot. That's when Fortnite was hot. Fortnite made a big comeback too.
It did, yeah. Low key, the new chapter.
It's low key fun.
Like
it's low key fun.
Going back to the roots, but anyways. So one of my favorite moments. So back to the community period. I'd go play my video games, whatever. So, but most days I would go to one of our math teachers' rooms.
Miss
He who no, he who should not be named.
Oh.
And I would always that's actually how I met Peter, because we had him. I was a year behind in my math, so I was in Peter's math, and that's how I ended up actually meeting him, because I fucked around in his class and Peter was like, "Yo, I fuck with that kid." Whatever.
I'd say friends. No, because the way it started out, because me and Gio, like when I was a freshman there, I really didn't like talk to anyone. It's like I met Gio, I said hi and bye. But then when I had a class with him my sophomore year, that's when we started like getting like real close and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then my favorite memory is he was just we had these like OD like nasty like Chick-fil-A wannabe chicken patties, and he'd be like, "Yo, who want a chicken patty?" And then he fucking threw the chicken patty across the classroom. The teacher was so flabbergasted. He's going, "Why would you do that?" in his fucking accent.
And then, I'd always fuck around in his room only.
Oh, so that's Coomson.
Yes. Oh, it was Coomson.
So there was this one of our like childhood friends, and he sent. We would always send each other fucked up pictures, but it was just funny because this kid was like a really chubby kid, like growing up, and he sent a picture of him fully naked in the mirror with an eggplant covering his dick. So I remember I would print out like 300 copies of that picture in our art room, because art room was like, "Oh yeah, go print out whatever you need." I'd print out like 300, and I'd leave them all over the school.
I remember walking into the bathroom, and it was on the bathroom floor. That was everywhere.
Like the kid didn't go.
That
to our
was
school.
you?
Yeah. But the kid didn't go to our school, so no one knew who it was.
Yeah, I was like, "Who the fuck
but
is
a
this?"
lot of people did know who he was because they were from like other towns, and I remember being in Coomson's class, and I threw it in the back corner. I go, "Someone left a piece of paper back there," and he picks it up and he goes, "Oh my god." And he's like staring at it. He goes, "Gotta get rid of it."
No, just fucking with him was just the funny shit because his reactions were hilarious.
Oh, but the best is when he fell. I wasn't there. I graduated. Peter sends me a video of him falling out of his chair.
No, that was a
He goes to sit down. I think someone fucked with his chair because he sat down and just went whoop.
No, someone must have fucking took a screw out of that shit.
Dude, that was hilarious.
That shit fucking snapped.
So that was one of my funniest moments, and then one of the other ones was I had a different math teacher this year. I was in class with my friend Kevin.
Where did you Porto?
Yep.
Oh my god. He hated me.
And Kevin, he was known for like schlumping in class all the time. I don't know if he was just faded or if he was just tired, but dead asleep every class. And Porto has a beard trimmer in his desk 24/7. And he was like, guys, I'm gonna fuck with Kevin because he fell asleep. Okay. He grabs his thing and he turns it on, and Kevin wakes up and went like this, and the buzzer was on, and he shaved the back of Kevin's hair off, and Kevin started going insane on him. So that's one of the moments.
That's what got him fired.
So that
You got
there was
fired
a
for
big,
that.
there was a huge meme that went around the school, Porto's barber shop, shit like that. And then one of the other ones was also with Kevin and this other kid. He had a fight in class. I forget the other kid's name, but I'm in Martone, and they
I
hated
have
each
so
other.
many fucking
Kevin and
memories
this
of
other
Martone.
kid, they hated each other. And I'm just sitting in class. We're in the middle of like a test or like a project or doing whatever, and they got put in the same like area, like at the same table, and they started arguing. Then all I just hear is like screaming. I look over and they're just fist fighting, like going nuts. And then Martone jumps out of his seat. What the hell? What the hell? What's going on? And then he just runs over there and he started crying. He was like, "School's supposed to be a brotherhood, and you guys are fighting each other."
So when you mentioned Porto, so Porto was, so they had this thing called Slater, and you would just, our textbook, and it had all the answers in it.
Basically,
Yeah.
So he would give us an assignment like 12 questions wrong. I'd go on Slater, be done in 2 seconds. And then in his class, he always he would put me in the front. He liked me, but didn't like me in a way.
That's how he was with everybody.
So I would play the most fucked up YouTube videos I could find. Like brutal, deadly car crash compilations, airplane crashes, and he would just come up behind me and what the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck is
And then he's like, you know what? You want to watch this weird shit? Go up and do your work on the board. And I was like, all right, I'll do them all. He goes, yeah, okay, go do them. He didn't think I did it. He just thought I was fucking around watching
And then you
videos.
did it.
I did them all, and he was like, don't watch that shit. You're good. You're good.
fuck?
But I think we should wrap it up there.
We got so much we can talk about
So much.
as far as ND comes. That's just like a teaser of it.
Yeah, that's
We'll just
lovely.
throw a little piece in every time, or every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while we'll give us some more stories.
But hopefully Ben recovers from his STD he got over the week. Other than that, thanks for tuning in,
Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
guys.
remember,
we'll-
chlamydia is curable.
and we'll see you next week.
Have
Peace.
over
Deuces.
and out.